Today we're going to read the book, The Royal Raven. And as I read it, see if you can figure out why this is one of my favorite books. Crack! The egg popped open and out came Crawford. "Here I am," he crowed. But there was no reply. His mother was out looking for food. He was all by himself. There was nobody to make a fuss about his arrival. Then came an even bigger disappointment. Walking around with an eggshell on his head. Crawford saw that he was a boring looking raven like all the others. Deep in his heart, he felt he was special. He tried to show how different he was. "Look at me," he said, but nobody ever paid attention. At first, Crawford was furious. That didn't help much. Then he began to feel sorry for himself. Every time he caught sight of his ordinary raven's feathers, he wished he looked different. Why can't I look like a swan, or a cardinal, or an eagle, or even like a silly little hummingbird? Anything would be better than this. You can see he's looking at himself in the reflection in the water, and he looks so plain, but all the birds up here are pretty pink and blue and brown and yellows and all different colors. And he feels like he's being left out. Every day Crawford came up with another idea to improve his appearance, but it was no use. Nothing seemed to be just right. "I have to do something more drastic," he said, as he flew off into the deepest part of the forest. And you can see on Monday he put grapes on his head. Tuesday he put a sunflower on his head. Wednesday he put some glasses with a big nose. Thursday he had a big red bow. Friday he painted himself. Saturday he had a butterfly on his back. And Sunday he tried to walk in stilts. Don't think too much of that worked. There I think I missed a page here. Oh. There he called upon an old woman who was known for her special powers. Crawford came right to the point. "I will do anything for you if you can make me different. I want some color, some flash, some razzle dazzle." "What can a silly little raven like you do for me?" the old woman sneered. "You're no good at all." She paused. "However," she went on, "I might use some of your tail feathers to spice up this brew." "Done," said Crawford, and he plucked out some of his longest tail feathers and gave them to the woman. "Abracadabra, shalookaloo, shalik-a-lee," croaked the old woman, and with a bang, a boom, a zip, and a zap, Crawford was transformed into a spectacular creature with dazzling shiny feathers. "Wow!" cried Crawford as he looked himself over. "I hope I didn't overdo it," said the old woman. Then, without even bothering to thank her, Crawford flew back to his friends. Wow, look at him now. He is all bright and shiny and gorgeous looking. Look at me, he cried. He spread his wings and strutted up and down with his beak high in the air. "Who is this crazy bird?" the other ravens wondered, but they were too polite to say anything. "It's me, Crawford. Look how beautiful I am now." The other ravens just stared in silence. "I'm special, I'm unique," Crawford boasted. "Such beauty should not be hidden in a dark forest. The royal garden is the place for me." And with that, he flew off to the king's castle. Careful what you wish for, you just might get it, and you might not be happy with it. As Crawford swooped around the royal garden, he was spotted by the princess. "Look at that gorgeous bird," she cried. "Don't let it get away. I want it." And there they are trying to catch Crawford. Crawford was caught and tied to a golden chain. Proudly the princess showed off her new treasure. Crawford didn't mind in the least. After all, he was now part of the royal family. What more could he have wished for? He had it all: dazzling beauty, lots of attention, and a wonderful place to live. Unfortunately, the royal raven's table manners left much to be desired. He, he lost a great deal of his popularity when he caused a major ruckus in the royal dining room. He was ordered out, and the king made a decree banning all birds from the dinner table, even those that were roasted, broiled, or barbecued. Boy, look at the mess that Crawford made. Flying all over, having all kinds of fun. He tipped everything over. The king is not happy. Crawford was banished to a huge golden cage that stood all alone in the royal garden. Wow, he went from living in a castle with a beautiful princess to now he's all by himself in a cage. Servants brought him food, but hardly anyone came to see him anymore. Once in a while, somebody would pass by and say, "Oh, what a beautiful bird." But this praise did not make him happy. Each day Crawford got sadder and sadder. He could see the other birds fly by, and he longed to join them. All he wanted was to be free again. He lost his appetite and grew weaker and weaker. Like I said, be careful what you wish for. One day an old woman came to the garden selling strawberries. "What a sad looking bird," the old woman said. "Why don't you let it go?" "Oh, no," said the princess. "This bird is too precious. There isn't another one in the whole kingdom with such dazzling feathers." "Oh, I see," said the old woman. "So you keep him for his razzle dazzle." Suddenly Crawford understood what he had to do to gain back his freedom. He began to pluck out all his beautiful feathers one by one. When the princess saw what he had done, she screamed, "Get that horrid bird out of my sight!" That was exactly what Crawford wanted. The guards opened the door of the cage, and at last Crawford was free again. Crawford was sure looked different now, but he wasn't worried. "My feathers will grow back," he said, "and I don't care if they are gold, silver, purple stripes, spotted, or plain black." And neither did his friends. He still sticks out, doesn't he? His friends are all black and he's pink, where he plucked out all his feathers. The Royal Raven by Hans Wilhelm. Did you figure out why it's one of my favorite books? Let me know if you did. See you later.